Alright, so this is for web design. This is just how to make a page that has a linked CSS thing, linked CSS style sheet. So basically what we're going to do is I'm just going to first off just start making a new folder, okay? And this is just going to be the master folder, so it's just be cone underscore basic CSS. Okay, that's the name of the page. Then inside of that folder, I'm going to go ahead and make two other folders. So folder, and this will be called images. This is where I'll put my images, and I'll make another folder. All right, and this will be called CSS. Okay, so that's where my Cascade style sheet will go, and this is where I'm going to put my images. I'm going to go ahead and put my image in there now in the images folder. So I would say do that first, just so that you know where they are at. So I'm just going to just going to go ahead and put, this is going to be my image right here. Okay, so it just says for export. I just need to remember that's what it's called. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and open up WordPad. Okay, and I'm going to write everything in this. All right, so first things first, this is going to be my index. So it's going to be the home page. So same old, same old. I'm just going to go ahead and declare the, oops, what am I doing here? The page like you normally would. Okay, HTML. All right, so that again is just doing saying what this is. The HTML starts here, so this is HTML, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put the ending of the HTML there, and then I'm going to go, and after that it's going to be the head, which is the part that you don't see. Okay, and inside the head, actually we'll go ahead and do the closing for the head as well. Head, okay, but inside the head is going to be the title. Okay, and we're just going to say a basic CSS example. Okay, and title. Okay, boom, and then after that is the body. Okay, and then obviously the body has to have an end as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead, and after that inside the body I'm just going to put in H1, and that's just going to say here are some CSS examples. Okay, it's pretty exciting stuff. Let's do the closing tag to H1. Boom, then we go ahead and do a paragraph. Okay, it is pretty exciting. Okay, boom. All right, and then I'll just do some more stuff here. I don't know. I'll just do an H2, I guess. All right, and we'll just say it is not really exciting. H2, and then we'll just do a paragraph again. It is really boring. Okay, so that's enough to start with as far as like to apply the CSS to. Okay, so we can do, obviously we can do inline CSS, we can do embedded CSS, and we can do a link CSS. So to do the embedded, just as a reminder, if you need to, you're just going to write style. We're adding an attribute, so is equal to let's see, style is equal to color hyphen blue. Boom, and that should be it. So then I'm just going to hit Control S to save this. I'm going to save it on my desktop. Oops, not that one, sorry. Where are you? Home basic CSS, and I'm going to save it right underneath the main folder, and we're just going to call this index, because that's the main page, okay, .html, and I might need to just going to switch this to just text document, just to make sure it doesn't accidentally become a rich text. Let's save. Yep, and then if I open this up, oh, it goes off screen. And oh, I messed something up, so hang on one second. That obviously did not work, so let's try that again. Come on. Alright, boom, boom. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, there's one thing, and that should be it. Control S. Try that again. And then if I were to open this up, Again, it's not showing up. All right. Because I did this one wrong. Control S. All right. Let's try again. Come on. Give me something. There we go. And you can see, obviously, it made it blue. Okay, so that just color, obviously, is the attribute for what color you want to change the font. All right, so that's how you would do an inline. But we can also do the embedded. So the embedded would just go up on the top here. Okay, so it's just going to be style type is equal to text / CSS. Boom. Close. And then you need the other side of this. So style. Style. Oops. Just gotta do the closing, the / to make this the closing tag. And then here I could do something like font family. Actually, I gotta do a selector first. We'll just do everything. So I'm just gonna do an asterisk, and then open my brackets. Okay, and then we'll just do font family, and I'm just gonna make it Arial. Oops. Arial. Semicolon, and close the brackets. This actually should be tabbed in. Okay, like that. Then I'll Control S. Yep. Okay. So basically, you type in this stuff here is all part of the embedded. Okay. So I'm just gonna go up here. I'll just reopen it, and it should change everything to Arial. So now notice that the font's no longer whatever that was. It looked like some sort of serif. Now it's a sans serif. Okay. The asterisk obviously is the selector for all. Okay, back to this. All right, yay. Okay, so that's an embedded one. Now, if I wanted to do one that was link, and you can have all of them coexist, right? So if I also wanted to do one that was a link, this should all be tabbed in actually, because it's all part of the head here. Okay, if I want to do one that was linked, I'm gonna put it after this. Okay, oops, I guess I was hitting that. I want to do one that was linked instead, that goes to a cascade style sheet. What I have to do is use link, right? Link href is equal to, okay, and it's going to be CSS. That was the folder name that I made, and then I didn't make it yet, but I'm going to call it styles.css. Okay. Then it needs to know the type. What am I doing here? Hang on a second. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. So it's going to know the type, and that's just going to be obviously the same as before. So it's a text / CSS, and then it's going to need to know the relationship. Okay, oops, equals, and that's going to be a style sheet. Okay. And then this is actually an open element, so it should look something like that. Boom, 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 boom. I got everything in there. Yeah, okay. And then I'll say Control S. At the moment, it's going to do nothing because we didn't actually make this yet. So I'm going to open up another WordPad. Where are you? WordPad. Okay. And all you got to do in this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and just say this is a style sheet, just to make things a little bit easier. So you start off with a / asterisk. That's how you do a comment, and just say this is a style sheet. Okay, and then you do the opposite way to end it. Okay, so this will comment out a block of code. When it compiles, it will, or when it's read, it will disregard whatever's in those statements. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do H2 as my selector. So I'm going to say on H2s. I open up the brackets. I'm say H2 should be, we'll just do color. Actually, we'll do background color just to make things a little bit different here. Background - color, and we'll do orange, semicolon, and I don't know how to spell orange. I wrote Orgain, which is kind of not orange. Really bad spelling orange. Okay. Then close their brackets and Control S. And I'm going to save this inside of that folder again. The same one, my Cone Basics. So you see, we can't see here, but I have the index one. And I'm going to save this one inside. I'm just going to make it a text document. And it's just going to be called styles.css. Okay. Yay. All right. So now, I mean, if you were to look at the folder itself, you'll notice that I have index. I have my images in here. Okay, and then I also have my styles in there. Okay, so it all exists inside this one folder. So if I were to open up index, the H2, I believe that's what I selected, right, will now have orange behind it. Okay, so that's basically how you're going to apply the different things on there. You know, and it'll work as well on, oops, let's grab that other one. Boop. It'll work as well on images. So for some reason I had an image on here too. Okay, and I'll just do boom, img, src for source. Oops, source is equal to, and then images, / I think it said for export, I think is what it was, for export dot png, hopefully. I don't remember what I saved it as. Boom, boom, and it's an open element again, and then we'll just go ahead and do Control S. Yay, okay, and then I can actually open up my CSS, and I can do a selector for images, and I could do img, right, select the images tag, and then I can do border is equal to border colon, what am I doing? Yeah, border style, border style, colon, and we'll just do solid. I want it to be solid, and then border color, we'll do red, okay, and then what is it? It's border size, and we'll just go with that. That'll be fine for now. Okay, Control S. Yep. And now if I were to, oops, not that one, go in here and open this up, you can see it puts this red border around it. Yay. Okay, so it works on images as well. There was actually something else I was thinking I needed to show you. Oh yeah, okay, so IDs and div tags and stuff. Okay, so let's say I want to do something that goes to my P's, but I want them to be slightly different. So I could do a div here, okay, which I'll say, like, for the first paragraph I want it to be, the font to be larger, right? So what I can do is I can add a div, and I'll just do an ID equals, and we'll just call it bigger font. That's what I'm going to call it, okay? And then I need to add the closing tag of that, tab, / div. All right, and I'm just going to tab these in because they now exist inside of this. And I'm just going to do this one embedded so I don't have to open up the other thing again. And then what I'm going to do is, if it's an ID, it always starts with a pound symbol, and then it's going to be the word, so bigger font. Okay, and then we'll just do font size. I think it's font size, either text size or font size, I can't remember. We'll do 24px for pixels. Okay. Boom, Control S. Yep. You make it so that stops happening. And now if I were to open this up, I should theoretically make it bigger. Although it's not really so obvious. Well, it's not so obvious here, but you can see here, obviously, this text, the paragraph is bigger. This is an H1, so it's big already to begin with. But yeah, so that's great. Pretty excited. All right. So that's how you would do a div if you wanted to specifically select like a block such as this. Now I could also do a span. So, and I could do it inside of here as well. I could, right inside of here, I could do something where I go span, and we'll do class is equal to, and we will do underline. I guess we'll say, I'm going to underline this text, okay? And then I'm just going to go ahead and we'll just do the ending of this span, okay? So closing tag span. And I'm actually just going to go ahead and copy this, Control C to copy, and we'll just put it in here, and we'll do boring in there. Oops, span. Okay, so basically I put span class because it's used multiple times. IDs are only used once. So because it's on two separate elements, I have to use class instead of ID, and I use span because it'll be inline, meaning that it won't start on a new line. I'm not grabbing a block of code. I'm just grabbing one little chunk, okay? So now up here, what I would do is write dot underline, because that's what I named it, okay? And then it's text decoration, okay? And we're going to do, I think it's underline. I don't remember what the actual thing is. Hopefully it's that. All right, and Control S. Yep.